What's up, everybody? This is Joe from Support and Resistance Trading. Gonna make my challenge video for you guys today, summarizing the day. I forget what day it is, honestly. I didn't make my thumbnail yet while I'm making this video. Usually I make the thumbnail before I make the video, but we are green today, $25. Really happy with this. I told you on Friday, I believe it was, that if I took a loss today, I was probably just done with this challenge. But what I've decided was that I'm just going to try to trade stuff that is a little bit cheaper in terms of commissions. Not really commissions, but contract fees. So I did trade Microsoft today, and I got out a little early, but I'll talk to you about what was happening with that. And I tried to trade Qualcomm, but I wasn't getting filled, and then I was trying to chase it a little bit. And I could have chased it, and I would have made money, but I didn't. So you'll see all my canceled orders here. And I'll show you what was happening here. Here's all my Microsoft stuff and what I figured out my dumbass was doing. So let's look at the Qualcomm first, because that was my first initial one. So this buy thing was terrible. I was on the wrong side. But let's look here. We're looking at puts at 946 to like 948. And I want to talk about what I was seeing there on the Qualcomm this morning for you guys. And then we'll talk about the actual Microsoft trade. Alright, so here we go. Let's zoom out a little bit. Alright, so this was a really good one. 945, 946. Here we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. Now, what was different about Qualcomm was Qualcomm's doing opposite of the market, but we got to realize is with all these tariffs in China, it's a really big thing on all the tech and the chip companies. So you can't really expect them to follow the market. But here we go, 946 and 945, okay, right in this range. So, yes, we got below VWAP, and we never came up and tested. This was the first candle that I immediately saw, and I was like, oh my god, I was looking just to get below here. So what you were seeing was, on this quick little spike up, alright, and this is some things I want to show you, right? So you have people go long, okay, and all this battling, alright, and what I want you to see on this battling is, right, we would, this was red. Here we try to buy back up, right? But we weren't getting volume in this buying, right? Here too, off these levels. Look at this buying volume. If you think this line right here, my $67 line, is a buying level, then we should see spikes after this buying level, right? So we buy up, we kind of got a little bit of volume, and we're getting stuffed back down. Come back down, get a big buying volume. And I'm like, all right, we're going to break up, right? And we're going to hold this level. Come back up, and immediately we just get stuffed. Stuffed into VWAP, break right through VWAP, broke right through this. And all these people that were long got out here. We pushed down. This little candle was just some covering, and then we continued down. So I didn't chase this, but it clearly would have been a good trade. Could have had about, 80 cents, realistically on it, probably somewhere down in here. I would have sold. I mean, in reality, you could have added here when we never got above this level where you got short. So, the trade was really smooth. I mean, it would have been really nice if I was in it. Look at this, all the way down to 65, 70, a full dollar. But again, I didn't trade it. But it would have been a good setup. I was trying to get in. I wasn't trying to chase it too much in terms of, I wasn't going over the ask. I was trying to get in on the bid or right in between the bid and the ask. But, I didn't chase it. So, Microsoft was the second one. I'll pull up the Microsoft chart. We'll go this morning because obviously that's when I traded it. And I'll show you what I saw on Microsoft. Okay, this was also a short play on Microsoft. This was huge. Alright, so Microsoft. Let's actually go to filled orders because this is the fill ones now. Alright, so two puts, one at 81, one at 83. Yes, I kind of leveled in here. I bought one. I'm trying to limit myself, and I bought another one at 83, and then we sold the ones at 94, 95. So when did we actually get in? 10.11 and 10.13 out at 19ths. Okay, so 10.11, 10.13. Alright, so here we go. 10.11 and 10.13. So what did I wait for, guys? I waited for the stock to come back down and test VWAP. We broke through this level here, and every time we were getting these pushes, it was the same thing. We'd come back down, get this push, and have no real volume to get up and through. Look at this. Look at the volume down here at 56. We're trying to push up through resistance of a high of a whole number of 128, which is also a resistance point on the daily chart. We can't get up through it. And look, we get an increase of volume in the downside, increase of volume in the downside, increase of volume. We get these pushes of greens that are severely weak, weak. We try to break up, can't break up, and we get a downside. And look at this massive red bar push. As soon as we broke through, I knew we were just going to hold at VWAP before we broke down through VWAP. This was not a VWAP bounce play because, you know, I knew it was going to crack once we cracked this level. This was the more important level, and that we couldn't break 128. Once we got through that, this was just people deciding if they're going to cover or they're not cover, and then we broke down through. So got short here, I think it was about 11, got short here, and grabbed another contract here when we confirmed that we really could not break up here, and look at our volume increase as we fell. Boom, 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 and I got out at 19 right here. So I got out a little early. What was happening was, I really wish obviously I stayed to look at this push. Boom, dump. What was happening was I put in a stop, which is weird, right? I put in a stop on the active trader to sell at 78, which actually would have been right here. If we broke above this, I had to stop in. And I was trying to sell, and every time I tried to sell, it was rejecting my order. It was rejecting and rejecting and rejecting. All these orders, every time here, this 2 to close, 2 to close, 2 to close, were rejected, rejected, rejected. This results in an overball position. This was weird. I've never had this happen when I've used the active trader before. But what I was realizing was it was the stop order. It wasn't allowing me to sell when I had a stop in, even though in the past I've had a stop in and been able to sell. So I don't know what was happening with that. I'll see tomorrow if it continues to happen. If anybody knows this in any of the chat rooms when I post this or anything else, I'd love to know, because this is the first time I've ever actually had that issue where I've had a stop in, tried to sell actual contracts, and then the stop was not allowing me to sell limit orders above in profit region. So yeah, could have held this more, but what was happening was I wasn't able to sell here, and that made me nervous, like something was happening with my account. So I tried to sell one initially, and then, you know, I tried to sell one here. See, I tried to sell a single here initially, and I was getting rejected. Look, boom, rejected. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm going to sell two. Something's happening. I'm going to sell two. And then I tried to sell one, and then I tried to sell two, and then I tried to sell one, and then I tried to sell two, and then I tried to sell one. And it was just constantly rejecting me until I figured out what was actually causing the rejection, which was weird because, you know, I never had that happen before. So yeah, if I would have stayed in here, would have sold one here. Reality should have sold one here, waited for this push, and should have sold the other one down here. Would have been. But we got to realize, right, guys, is when we get these push-ups, like these dips here, there's no real level that people are buying off of. Look at the volume in this buy. Look at this. Ready? This volume. Weak. And then we get a bar, a volume, and this is the problem. You got the green bar, right? You think about, oh, it's buying volume. No, it's not. Look at this candle shape and the volume correlated to the candle shape. What do we get? We get a green candle, but a pushing inverted hammer, and then we get a red follow through on the downside with volume. So these are the things you guys got to realize. This here is not a level for people to be psychologically buying. There's no reason people would be buying the stock here. We're below VWAP. We're technically below the 50 if you even follow EMAs. We're falling. I think at this time, the SPY was also starting to come down. At 10:15, the SPY was starting to come down. So like, there was nothing in your favor to technically be buying the stock here. So that's what you have to think about, right? People buy at psychological levels. There's no psychological level. A quarter, maybe. They bought up, and then we just sold back down. So this is most likely people covering here. And then we continued down. Wish I still had it, but I was a little worried about that. Now I got nervous, so I immediately just tried to get out. In hindsight, I should have kept it, but now that I'm trading stuff that's a little cheaper, you know, like I said, the contracts were 81 and 83, and I got out at 95. That was better. Also with the Qualcomm ones, they were $1.23 and $1.28. They were the first in the money at 67. They were the first in the money. The Microsofts were the first out the money. So, you know, I'm trying to stuff a little bit cheaper. So if it does go against me, it's not going to kill me in this small account. I think it's working out better doing this. And it's allowing me to start trading other stuff like Microsoft and Qualcomm. Stuff that's a little bit slower in terms of not like volatile in the morning like Microsoft, like Facebook and Apple is. You know, if you were trying to trade either of those this morning, there was no real entry. I mean, you could get in on pullbacks, but in terms of VWAP, like the Facebook just ran. For me, there's no entry. This is no entry. There's no entry here. Okay, no entry. Apple also kind of the same concept this morning. super choppy here, but spiked up. No real entry. I mean, yes, you could enter here, but look at this. Who's going to enter on a candle that's 60 cents long or 80 cents long? This is ridiculous. So no entry on either of those today. I was looking at AMD. AMD just ran. I was waiting for this thing to finally find a top. I mean, kind of found a top here, but I mean, it was just running. This was just running. People were jumping on board and just riding the wave all the way up today on this one. So, yeah, this is a summary for you today, guys. Hopefully trade tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. If not, I will definitely be trading on Thursday, or at least attempting to trade. Hopefully we stay green and we can get above the $700 mark as we move into the end of this challenge, which has been pretty interesting for me. So hopefully we can do that. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow. And if not, again on tomorrow on Thursday. All right. Thank you for watching, guys. If you're interested, please like and subscribe, comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks, guys.